Hey guys, it's Brownie from Manhattan, New York. I don't know, for some reason my lighting, if I turn you guys this way, am I more brighter? Oh, okay, I'm gonna sit somewhere different. Hop on my PJs. I just figured I'd do a quick room tour. So that is my side dresser, my dresser, all this makeup. All this makeup, can you guys see all this makeup? Makeup. It's a quick, I was in my bed, but I got up, I'm gonna sit in the chair. So this light looks better to me. Happy Vlogmas day 9. So I know I've been slacking on my videos, and I promised to do Vlogmas, which I am doing for you guys. What I'm gonna do in this video is it's gonna be a 16-month post-pregnancy update. So when I gave birth to my daughter, I gave birth at 38 weeks and 3 days, and I gave birth to a healthy 7 pound and something ounces baby girl. She's actually the biggest child that I've ever given birth to out of my 3 children. Micah is the biggest child. All my other 2 kids, when I gave birth to them, they were 6 pounds and something, but Micah came out 7 pounds. So I'm very grateful to God for that. I did end up getting stitches because I ripped. I had Micah naturally. For those of you who don't know, this is gonna be like a story time. I had, my PJ shirt says how I tell time, AM a cup of coffee, PM liquor. And it's just a cute PJ dress. And I'm just sitting in the corner right here by the light so I can give you guys the best. I'm sitting in the corner, you guys can see, head blocking the dresser. So my labor with Micah was short but sweet. I went into labor. My labor was like 15 minutes, to be honest with you guys. My water broke, and about 10 minutes later, I was actually giving birth to Micah, and it took me about 3 minutes to get her entire body out of my vagina canal naturally. I did not have any type of medications after I gave birth to Micah. So this all happened in the morning. I gave birth to Micah at 7:46 a.m. on August 3rd, 2018. So that was just last year. So I still remember all the stuff, and I still have like stuff from my postpartum. So let me know if you guys want to see those stuff. Like, I still have the bucket, I still have the spray, I still have some underwear, from some disposable underwear from my postpartum and me giving birth to Micah. So let me know if you guys want to see that stuff. I'll be more than happy to make a video showing you guys that stuff. So what happened was, at around 7 o'clock, I threw up. They served breakfast. I was already in the hospital because I was suspected. They wanted to monitor me closer. So I was already in the hospital. So I didn't have to actually get up, get ready, get dressed, or anything like that. I was already in hospital gowns. The only thing I had to do was remove my disposable underwear because I thought that I was going into labor, so I just removed my disposable underwear, threw it in the hospital bathroom. The hospital bathroom is where I actually end up having Michelangelo. So yes, this is a story time. So I went to the bathroom. I had just thrown up at 7 o'clock. I went to the bathroom to urinate. With between I urinated twice, and then the third time I felt a real strong pull, even though there was nothing pulling, but I felt like a strong pull from my stomach down to my vagina, and I just felt the water leaking down my legs, and my water had broke. This is my first time that I haven't had my water broken for me. Wait, no, what am I saying? This is my second time that I haven't had my water broken for me. So all three births that I gave birth have been differently. When I gave birth to my son, who's going to be 12 on December 15th, I had an epidural, and I also had numbing medication in my I also was injected down there with numbing medication directly on in the vagina lips. So that was the difference between having my son. When I had my daughter, I only had IV medications. With Michaela, I only had, with Micah, I had an epidural. With Michaela, I only had numbing medications directly injected into my vagina. All three times I did rip though. This time being the worst, I had the most stitches this time. I believe I had about 5 or 6 stitches, and that's my worst. When I had my son, I had 3 stitches, and with Michaela, when I had Micah, I had 3 stitches. I did rip. When I had Michaela, I excuse me. Not only did I rip with Micah, but they end up doing a piece. I forgot the word where the doctor cuts you. He actually makes the slit inside of you so that the baby could come out. So I had both those procedures done with my son. With my daughter, with Michaela, since you guys can see me perfectly like that, I'll just set you guys up like that. With Michaela, excuse me, yeah, you guys can see me perfectly there. With Michaela, I had ripping as well. I had about 4 stitches. This time I have about 5 or 6 stitches. So this is my worst ripping ever. And with Michaela, I also took medicine through the IV. With Michelangelo, the only thing I received through IV was, prior to going into labor, I received 2 bags of potassium, which, as you guys know, potassium is in bananas. So it's not like something that should put me in labor or anything like that. It's just something that our body needs and requires. So our body needs to have potassium in it at all times. That's why sometimes they give you not only an IV with regular IV fluid, but they also give you with potassium, especially if you're throwing up and you're not eating. Which that was a concern for me, because during my 2nd and 3rd trimester, I threw up almost daily. So I actually was hospitalized twice during my pregnancy. One time it was for throwing up and vomiting, and the second time it was for, I believe it was asthma. And that was during my second trimester. And I was in the hospital for like 5 days, and I was constantly throwing up. It didn't matter what they gave me to eat. It could have been eggs, it could have been boiled eggs, it could have been just a cup of juice. I would throw that up. I wasn't keeping anything down at all whatsoever. So I don't want to, I wasn't keeping anything down at all. But that's basically my labor story and how long I labored with Michelangela. Like I said, she was the quickest child that I had. In regards to my other two children, I can't believe labor was that fast. And but like I said, I felt pain like I never felt before in my life. And it was mostly in my groin and lower vagina, as I gave birth. And as she slowly, because there was like 2-3 minutes during the time that I was giving birth that Michelangelo stopped naturally pushing. So there, when you're giving birth, the baby naturally pushes its way through the vaginal canal, and your body helps the baby go through the vaginal canal. But there was a time where she just rested in my vagina canal, and her head was at the tip of my vagina opening, but her body was still inside. She just like was like, yo, you know what, I'm tired, y'all, I'm gonna take a nap right here. And she just stopped. And then like 2 seconds later, the doctor attached something to her head. I don't, like, these cords to her head, I don't exactly know what they are, but they said that that will help them come out of the vagina. And after she attached those like cords to her head, then she started instructing me when to push. So she told me to stop and wait 2 minutes, and then after that 2 minutes she told me to push, and then she told me to stop pushing. But I was pushing really hard, you guys, because labor was so painful. I was not medicated. I was not mentally, I was mentally prepared for the pain. However, the pain was more than I could mentally prepare myself for. Literally, you guys, I'd never felt pain like that in my groin area. And like, sitting here talking about it, telling you guys what I went through, like, I had never ever experienced that before. Of course, I've given birth to my kids before, but again, my kids are 10 years apart. So Michaela is 10 years older than Michelangela, and I have not felt pain like that in 10 years. So almost 11 years, because Michaela's going to be 11 in March. So it's been a while, and I couldn't prepare myself for that pain. However, I was very calm. The instructor, I don't know if she was a doctor or OBGYN, because they ran over from the emergency room. So I don't know if that was actually a obstetricianist or not. After I gave birth, there was a covering GYN. She told me she was a GYN. She wasn't an OB, she was a GYN. And because she said she was just